Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thanks so much for coming back and supporting my channel. I appreciate all of you so much. Today I am doing my empties video. Why not? Why not do it? I have quite a bit here. I'd like to get into the establishments that they belong into. So we're just going to jump in. I always have a lot to go through. You all know that if you're familiar with my channel. The first thing on in my bucket here is this. It is the Cara Color Conditioner. This is a conditioning cleanser for color treated hair. This one is the clear one. I do purchase the clear ones for when my hair is like this and it's got 4 different colors in it, and I just don't want to like ruin any one color with another color of conditioner. But typically I will use a conditioner that has color to it, so it deposits pigments of that color into my hair, helps my hair color last longer. The clear one, my hair holds on to color real well. Let's just be clear with that. And I only wash my hair like once every 10 days so that my hair's length of time with the color on it is optimal. And the clear one really helps me with stuff like this that I've got going on now with my hair. So I will need to repurchase one of these. I haven't repurchased a clear one yet, but this one works just as well for cleaning your hair as the color depositing ones do. It just doesn't deposit color. It keeps the shine up. It's very nice. It is one of my favorite things to use in my hair. So the next couple things are actually things that I found in my bathroom as I was going through my medicine cabinet and tossing out things that no longer need to be kept in there. And I did used to do most of my skincare in my bathroom. I no longer do that. Most of my skincare happens here in this room. The only portion that happens in my bathroom is my cleansing of my face. They are empty though, which shocked me. Like, why am I holding on to these things that are empty? This is a Pores No More vacuum cleaner by Dr. Brandt. This is for pore purifying. It's a mask that you use on your face, and this guy stinks. It smells so bad. I have a secondary one of these, not yet open, but it really does stink. I do believe my daughter used it more than I did. I have really dry skin. Very rarely do you see a breakout on my skin, so I never really used this mask at all, but she did quite often. I do remember that it stunk. That's all I remember. Like I said, I do have a full-size backup, not yet opened, of this. It'll probably last me the next 800 years, so there's that. The next thing I have in here was also in my medicine cabinet. This is the e.l.f. Nourishing Night Cream. I do not have anything left in here, but I will tell you there was some left in here that I did really scrape out of here. It does say it helps hydrate and refresh skin overnight for glowing, healthy looking skin infused with purified water and jojoba. I remember not loving this. I remember thinking that this night cream went on like a lotion. It really wasn't. You know, a night cream is kind of thick. This really wasn't thick. It had a nice moisturizer effect to it, but I don't feel like it had like the miracles of a night cream. It was only like $8 or something like that. I mean, it's gonna work in a pinch, but I just don't think it's the best thing for my skin, and I've found better night creams since, so I won't be using this again. I do remember thinking that it just wasn't here nor there. I do love the packaging though. Like, e.l.f. really stepped up their game with this stuff. I have to give them props for that, but it is gone. There was maybe a day's worth in there. The other thing that I pulled out of there is this. It is the Elizabeth Arden Creme Hydrante Perpetual Moisture 24-Hour Eye Cream. I remember thinking that this was the shit when I first bought it, and here's what I have to say about this. It is empty, but it is so... These containers were so hard to get anything out of unless it sat right up here in the rest of... With the rest of it, I do know that what's left in there, I'm not digging my finger in there to get out. I think that's maybe why I kept it around, but this is, I mean, you guys, it is pretty empty. So I don't know why I kept it around this long. It's also really old at this point. I, again, stopped doing skincare in my bathroom, so I don't remember exactly when the last time I used this was. So it's going, it's gone anyways. And then the last two things that were in my bathroom were these. And when I opened this up and tried to spray some out, like it just has like spits that come out. So I know it's gone. It is the Mary Kay Timewise Firming Eye Cream. I remember really liking this, honestly, back in the day, back when I was using it quite often. But I think you guys can see this is an old container. This is from back when I used these things on my face and didn't know anything about skincare. Didn't care if it had an expiration date or not. There's that. And then this one is the Mary Kay Timewise Microdermabrasion Step 2 Replenish. I don't know what happened to the Step 1, if I'm honest. Again, old container, I do believe. And again, it just kind of spits. There is some left in there, but it just really is hit and miss, and it does just kind of spit out at you. So I won't be using that again. I do firmly believe that I got my use out of those two items, and also that's the Step 2. I no longer have the Step 1, so it is gone. It is going goodbye. The next thing I have here is this. It is the Shiseido Facial Cottons. This I bought last year from TJ Maxx for $8, $7.99. And you guys, I have to tell you, if I was still in the market to buy facial cottons, I would definitely switch up my facial cottons to these guys. These are so soft and so nice to your face. There was 165 cottons in here for $8. I didn't think that that was a bad price, but I do know that Shiseido, you purchase at Sephora, and they're kind of spendy, right, for facial cottons, and I was getting like $2.99 for 150 Ulta cottons, but these are so nice. The Ulta cottons kind of sometimes, dependent, can feel a little scratchy or a little grippy on your face. These absolutely don't. They just glide over your face. They're so soft. I won't buy another facial cotton. I do have a half pack of these still left that I purchased last year as well. You all know that I'm on this journey for not using makeup wipes, not using facial cottons, not using any of that. And as a matter of fact, the fact that it took me as long to go through these as it did tells me I'm doing really good with that journey. If I was going to be spending money on facial cottons anymore, those would be the ones, that's for sure. The next thing I have in here is this. This is a makeup wipe bag. I think this is one of the last ones. I think I maybe have two left until I have no more wipes in my collection, and that is a process in and of itself. This is the Physique Hyaluronic Acid Facial Wipes, so makeup cleansing wipes. I use these guys in my everyday makeup application. I pull one out to use while I am doing my own makeup application, not on my face, but on my fingers. I don't like to fill the makeup on my hands, so I do use these for that purpose. I also use them for purposes of wiping off swatches if I'm doing a video. So I'm not purchasing wipes anymore, but if you're in the market to purchase face wipes, they do sell these in bags for 4 times this bag for $4.99 at TJ Maxx. So you get 120 facial makeup wipes for $5. So that is how I used to purchase them when I was purchasing them. I also have this Skin Goals Illuminating Sheet Mask. This was a product that I used through one of my samples videos, so my Simply Sample series that runs every other Sunday. I can link that video down below so that you can see my thoughts on this. It's a decent mask. It smells really, really good, but I didn't see any kind of wow effects on my skin from using this mask at all, and the back of the mask doesn't tell you what to use it for. I have a feeling it was supposed to be a priming mask, but I'm not even sure because it doesn't tell me. This was by Bath and Body Works, and they no longer make sheet masks, so I have to imagine there's a reason for that. The next thing in here is this Cetaphil Gentle Oil-Free Makeup Cleanser. This is my favorite eye makeup remover. It's super gentle to my eyes. This did replace my Holy Grail Mary Kay eye makeup remover that I used to purchase in bulk. This one replaced it because it's twice the amount of fluid for $7 less than the Mary Kay stuff, and it's very compensatory. I would say even is better because it doesn't leave that oily residue behind at all. This is an amazing, and it's not called an eye makeup remover, it's called a gentle oil-free makeup remover, but I used it only for eye makeup, and it's really good for eye makeup. It doesn't sting my eyes, it doesn't make my eyes feel cloudy, it doesn't leave behind an oily residue. You can pick it up at Ulta. It's really amazing for eye makeup removal for sure. I will continue to repurchase this. It's only $10.99. You can get it on sale a lot. The next thing I have is this, and it's the Kate Somerville Goat Milk Moisturizing Cream. This was really interesting. I do believe I got this in a FabFitFun. You guys can see it is completely empty. It had the consistency of a little bit thicker than milk, which is goat milk, right? Like I could dip my finger in and pull it out, and whatever was on my finger I could wipe on my hand, and that is all I needed to use on my face. It's supposed to be a huge hydrator, and while I didn't really feel like it was hydrating my skin as I was putting it, it's kind of a dry feel. I mean, that makes no sense because it is a liquid. It's a moisturizing cream. So it makes no sense that the only words that I can think of to explain it are dry. I didn't feel like it was going to be as hydrating as it was because of what it felt like to me.
That makes zero sense.
It lacked consistency and felt very dry going onto the skin. I feel like it sunk in really quickly and then I couldn't feel it on my face anymore. But I really do feel like it gave me an amazing amount of hydration. I would use this again. I would purchase this again in a heartbeat. It was just such an odd sensation to be putting something that is a liquid on my face that felt so dry on my face, to think that it was going to give me hydration, yet feel like it wasn't going to give me hydration, yet did. I don't know. It's weird. Kate Somerville products are hit and miss for me. I really did quite enjoy this one, and it didn't give me any ill effects to my skin, which I also have to give it credit for. The next thing I have in here is this. This is the AG Bloom Natural Flexible Hold Hairspray. Again, this was in my sample video. I will link down below. It was awful. I think it was in my last sample one. It smells atrocious. So I let my daughter use it, and my little 9-year-old daughter thinks that she needs to spray a full bottle of anything on herself, be it perfume, be it blush, be it hairspray. So it's gone. It was gone in a hurry, and there's that. The next thing I have in here is this Pacifica Seafoam Complete Facial Wash. This was in another one of my samples videos. I gave this a not like 4-star review, but also not like 2-star review in my sample series. I think I said that I didn't see any fantastic effects from it, and it did kind of dry me out. I still feel that way. It does smell really good. It has, it says remove makeup, cleanse and tone, coconut water, sea algae complex. It smells like coconut. It smells like a beach. It smells very good. I do feel like it dried me out. I also feel like you have to keep this wet to keep it sudsing on your skin, or it sinks in and you can immediately feel your skin tightening. I don't feel like this is the only cleanser that you can get away with. I don't feel like it did much for taking off my makeup and cleansing all at the same time. So I always participate in a double cleanse method. So this was the last step in my cleanse, just getting, you know, any remnants that I had left out of or off of my skin. I felt it worked good in that fashion, but I don't feel like it worked good in any other fashion. This is the Rusk Pro Firm Hold Hairspray. I did use this until it was used up. This was also part of my samples series. It was a set of minis that I got from Rusk in some gratis, and I don't feel like this is necessarily firm hold, but I do feel like it's a great hairspray. I love the mister on it. I love the smell of it. It's got a really decent smell, not super hairspray, not old lady like, and if it lingers, you're not offended by it for sure. This was also in my sample series. It's the It Causemetics Secret Sauce. I know that when I ended that video, I told you all I wasn't sure I was going to finish it off. I think it did break out my face minimally, and I have super sensitive skin, so you might like this if your skin isn't super sensitive. I did end up using it on my arms and my hands. It leaves kind of like a greasiness behind that I'm not super fond of. so I wouldn't repurchase it. Broke me out, dried me out, felt greasy. Not a perfect combination for me. And the next thing I have is this Believe True Cream Aqua Bomb. This was something that I had just tried out, and there is a smidge left in this container, but I'm calling it empty. This guy was really cooling on the skin. I feel like it could have been amazing. It has a gel-like consistency. I don't have a whole lot of luck with gel-like consistencies. They like to sit on top of my skin versus sinking into my skin, and I don't like that sticky feeling of it. So that's what I felt like this was for me. I also don't feel like it was super hydrating. I also feel like this guy dried out my skin a little bit, but I do love the Believe True Cream Moisturizing Balm. I think that that guy is amazing. I used that one last year and loved it. The next thing I have in here is this, and it's the Brazilian Kiss Capauco Lip Butter by Sol de Janeiro. You guys, I used this. I dug it out of there. I love this stuff. It smells so good until it doesn't smell good anymore. You know when this is rancid because it doesn't smell good anymore. This is definitely seen better days. It's no longer good. It's no longer good, but I did use it up. I did dig it out. I did get it done. I would repurchase this in a heartbeat. I think this smelled so, so good. And when it was good for my lips, it made them feel so soft and so supple, and it smelled good. So you know how when you put on like lip butter or something like that and it smells rancid, you've got to smell that stuff all day long. This actually was amazing. What I loved most about it is huge. So there was no miss. I didn't have to, but at the same time, like if you're trying to be careful and precise, you're never going to get that out of that giant. It reminds me of Peter Mon with that giant lip smackers that he has. This isn't quite that big, but it is pretty big. The next thing I have in here is this, and it does still have product in it. You guys can see that. This is the Strivectin stuff. I'm gonna tell you that this was the devil. If you are not familiar with my Simply Sample series, minimally, go watch the ones I've linked down below, because you will find out what's going. This caused a rash from here on my chin all the way down and on my hands that I'm still recovering from. So I wouldn't purchase this again if you paid me. This was just a sample size, and like I said, it does have a smidge bit left in it. I am gonna dig that out of there, but I didn't want to put it into my empties empty, letting you guys think that I used the rest of it after talking about it the way I did, because I absolutely didn't. This is also got product in it, but went into my empties. This is in the same Simply Samples as that Strivectin stuff. This is the Kismet Pure Vitamin C Primer. Worst primer ever. Number one, the component broke first time use. It doesn't come out of here correctly. This guy is a $24 item. Do you see how little tiny this is? Definitely not worth it. It makes your face feel greasy. Your face looks greasy, and it just sits on top of your skin. It's nothing that helps makeup application. It's nothing that helps your skin out at all. It's awful. It's awful. And that's all I got to say about that one. The next thing I have here is this. It's a Bite Beauty Agave Lip Balm, and this was my favorite forever, so it is gone. I did use this guy clear up until I think halfway through this month, and I think it was probably heading towards bad, but this one certainly smells better than this one does when it goes bad. This one smells awful. This one at least smelled decent, but it definitely has seen better days. I would repurchase one of these Bite Beauty Agave Lip Balms for certain. I think that they do miraculous things to your lips if you use them consistently. The next thing I have in here are just some like foil packets from my sample series. I have the Kevyn Aucoin Etherealist foundation. Did not like this foundation. It sucked to try and blend it. It just didn't work at all for me. And then this one is the Tarte H2O, Drink of H2O moisturizer. Again, just didn't work for me. It was an awful moisturizer. I feel like for me, those gel consistency moisturizers are just not great. The only one that I've had any kind of luck with is the Clinique one, the Moisture Surge. That one works really well for me. The next thing I have in here is this, and it is a Grown Alchemist Polishing Facial Exfoliant with Pink Grapefruit. I used this in my shower for, God, ever, and the last time I used it was just about a week ago, and it lasted for a long time. A little dab will do you. It's a physical exfoliant, so you can feel the little granules in as you're rubbing it in, but it's not like super harsh. It felt really good. It smelled really good. It lasted for a long time, and genuinely the tiniest amount of it really helps you out. I don't think though that even a large amount of it would be horrible for your skin. It's such a gentle exfoliant that I don't think that you'd have any problems with it. It also doesn't smell horrible. You definitely can smell a little bit of a herbal kick to it, and it definitely doesn't smell like grapefruit. Like it says it has pink grapefruit in it. It definitely doesn't smell like grapefruit, but it doesn't smell horrible either. It's not super floral. It's really nice. I really like this Grown Alchemist. What I hated about this is the contraption that it's in. This is a metal container, so like it's really hard to get it squoze down enough to actually get all the product out. And then when you get to this point where you're at, it starts like really cracking on the edges, and then it's sharp, and you've got like product coming out of the sides of it, and you can't necessarily get this product that's stuck in this little triangle of place. You can't really get that out either. It's very difficult to make sure that you're getting use of all of your product. The next thing I have in here is a couple of tools. I do have this Perfusion brush that, if you guys watched my Perfusion palette roulette, which I will link up in the cards for you, you'll know that this brush came with the palette, but it broke the first time I used it, so it's just going. And then I also have a sponge. I do get rid of these sponges once they are cracked and kind of open and can carry bacteria in their cracks, and this guy has quite a large area of crackiness here. I really don't like the Real Techniques ones that are all different colors. This one is quite dirty, but the ones that have all different colors meshed in them, I find that they fall apart a whole hell of a lot faster than the other ones do. And honestly, I think I'm coming around to Beauty Blender, and that pains my heart to say, because since I've been getting them in gratis a little bit more and using them a little bit more, I'm finding that they last a whole hell of a lot longer than those Real Techniques ones, to be honest. The next thing I have in here is this. It is a Morphe micro brow pencil, and this one is in chocolate mousse. I got this in Subscriber Buys My Makeup from JC, and you know, for a minute it was the only thing holding me back from completely writing Morphe off entirely. But as you guys know, in my makeup resolutions tag that you probably have seen already, I've written off Morphe. I'm not purchasing anything from Morphe this year. There's no reason for me to purchase anything from Morphe this year. I have spent so much on Morphe for shit. They've truly got shit quality. There are some things that I like from them, but they're just not overwhelmingly enough to keep me coming back for more, if that makes sense. So I won't repurchase this eyebrow pencil again, but if you've not written off Morphe, if Morphe is still in your wheelhouse, if it's something that you're looking for and you're looking for a really inexpensive eyebrow pencil, this worked really, really good. I like the NYX Micro Brow. I will continue to buy the NYX Micro Brow. It's only like $4 more than this guy, which is whatever it is, that's okay with me. This is like $6 and it works really well. So I liken it to the NYX Micro Brow. The NYX Micro Brow is like the dupe for the ABH Brow Wiz. I don't like the ABH Brow Wiz because I feel like it pulls out my eyebrow hairs. It's so hard and waxy. The NYX one doesn't do that, and neither does this Morphe one. So I would say if you're interested in a new brow pencil, you're in the market for something a little less expensive, something in that $5-6 price point, this is it. It's a great eyebrow pencil. Like, I'm not going to tell you you can't spend it, Morphe. That's not my job. Then I have these. These are House of Lashes Boudoir Light. So I think I still have these lashes somewhere, but I'm just not sure where because I lose lashes all the dang time and I'm not a lash girl. So I need to figure out a way to store my lashes so that I'm not losing them. And then you'll see like the lash box in these empties, but then I won't have to hold on to the lashes forever. I'm not sure where these went. I did like these lashes. They were really natural in appearance, so I could wear them without pretending that I knew what I was doing, and nobody was the wiser that I was wearing false lashes until they started to fall off because I didn't glue them on appropriately. So there's that. But I liked these lashes. I think that these lashes are really quite beautiful lashes and really high quality. House of Lashes is a decent lash brand as well. I love the band on them. I felt they were very flexible and I liked that they were more on the natural end for a girl who wants to be a lash girl but isn't quite a lash girl. These two items actually stem from my project pan. But this is the Profusion No Budge eyeshadow primer. It comes from Profusion. It is completely empty, or at least what I can get out of the container. You guys can see it does appear that there's a little bit left in there, but it's really stuck to the sides of it, and I just don't care enough to cut this guy open and get the remnants of what's left in here out. This is a decent eyeshadow primer. I would say the longer I used it, the more struggle I had with it. It's really easy to not get enough on your eyelids that it helps. It's also really easy to get too much on your eyelids that it hinders. So I would say this is a decent eyeshadow primer. It's just not one of my favorite forms of eyeshadow primer. If I'm honest, I really do like a stick eyeshadow primer like those from Sigma, or my KVD one that I use as well, or the ones in a pot that are like ultra creamy like the ones from MAC, the paint pots, or I have one currently from the Beauty Crop. Those are my favorite kinds of primers. This isn't a horrible primer. I just also don't know if you can find this primer on its own. It was given to me as a gift and I haven't been able to find it. So I'm not sure about that guy. So this is the Taunt Idol Ultra Wear Foundation by Lancome. I am in the shade 270 Bisque Warm. It wasn't a horrible foundation. I do feel like the longer I used it, the more I liked it. So it's one of those foundations, the first time I used it, I thought it was awful. It looked awful on my skin, and maybe it was about the coloring of it. It is rather light. It does like suit my skin more in the winter time. I tried using it during the summer, so there's that. But I also have kind of a more, this even on my face today is very pink. I have more of a warm olive, light warm olive complexion, and this definitely geared yellow. So it suited me. It just didn't suit me wholeheartedly, and I just felt like the coloring was never right on it. It's not a foundation that I fell in love with so much so that I would ever purchase it again, which is fine. It's a $48 foundation, I do believe, and I'm okay with not spending that amount of money on a foundation, honestly. It pains my heart to spend that amount of money on a foundation. I really like to stick around the $40 range for foundations. It wasn't bad, though. That's where the longer I had it in my collection, the more I actually enjoyed using it on my skin. So not a favorite, wouldn't repurchase it, but it was a decent foundation for the time being. So that, my friends, is what I have in my empties for you this month. I do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, I do hope that you are considering giving it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channels out here. I also hope that you liked it, or me, enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel before you go. I upload content multiple times a week, so please don't forget to hit the notification bell if you do subscribe. I wouldn't want you to miss anything, and that bell is going to ensure that I show up in your feed. That would be amazing, right? I'm starting to show up in my own feed. Isn't that weird? I think that that's weird. With that said, please let me know what you guys have emptied this month. I would be interested to hear your thoughts on the products that I did empty. Any questions you have down there, please let me know. Help a girl out. If you have other thoughts on these products, definitely put it down there so we can all learn from each other. Thank you guys again so much for joining me today. I hope that 2021 is treating you kindly. I hope that you and yours are safe and healthy out there and wearing your masks when you're out in public, if for no other reason but to protect yourself. I hope also that you all are loving each other but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye everyone.